Hi, this is Melanie from Hook to the Left, and today we are going to be learning the up and down stitch. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me today. If you are a fan of stitch study tutorials, other tutorials, as well as yarn hauls, crochet product reviews, and other things as they come up, then please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then the bell so that you're notified each time I put out a new video. So let's go ahead and get started with today's stitch study tutorial. Today we're going to be learning about the up and down stitch. Now in this particular yarn, the worsted weight, it is a very subtle textured stitch. See if you can get a good idea of what that texture looks like. Good, it's very nice. I've also seen this stitch referred to as a pebble stitch. In fact, Yarn Inspirations has a blanket tutorial specific to the pebble stitch, and it's the same exact stitch. It's a single crochet, a double crochet repeat. So single, double, single, double, single, double. It's repeated all the way down the line. And I actually have a picture over here of a blanket that I've been working on forever, it seems like, with the Bernat blanket yarn. And you can see how the stitch, the texture of the stitch is much more defined because it is a thicker yarn used with a bigger hook. So it all depends on how you end up using this. It gets even more subtle if you use DK weight. But today, I personally am going to be using the worsted 4-weight. So let's go ahead and begin with this stitch study tutorial. You want to go ahead and use the same weight and texture or fiber content yarn that you have been using for the rest of the stitch studies. If you've been following along with me, I've been using a basic yarn, which is a worsted weight or 4-weight yarn. And this is the brand name that I'm using is Walmart's Mainstay Basic Yarn. Okay, and it's very similar to Red Heart's Super Saver. I just happen to like this one a lot more because it is a little bit softer. And cheaper. That's always a bonus, right? When you can get it for cheaper. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what other tools you'll need. You will also need, and I don't have it here with me right now, but I'll have it further on in my little elephant tutorial. I've set it aside and I'm not sure where I put it, so I didn't need to locate it. But you'll need a tape measure, and the reason being is you want this to be equal this way and this way, because you want to make a square so that we can put everything together and try and keep it about the same as your previous squares have been. So we're using tape measure instead of counting rows. We're using a tape measure. Right? We are counting the stitches across, but we're not counting up. You will also need, let's start with the hook. You will also need a hook. Today I'm actually going to be using the tulip hook. That's because eventually I'm going to be doing a compare and contrast video between tulip and clover. But this one is the I, or the 5.5 millimeter tulip hook, and I will have that link down below along with the clover hook of the same size. You will need a pair of scissors. These scissors I got inside a hook set, which I will also link that down below as well, the Be Crafty hook set. And finally, these are my favorite needles, and these, the reason why they are my favorite needles, this is to thread in your ends. So it's because of the flexible eye and the thinner shaft, so I'm able to easily weave my yarn in and out as needed. So that will be linked down below as well. So let's go ahead and start with a slip knot. If you need a tutorial for a slip knot that's a little bit slower, I suggest going and visiting my single crochet stitch tutorial, and I'll link that up above. So what you need for this stitch is an even number of stitches plus 1. So an even number of stitches plus 1, because you're going to do single, double, single, double, single, double. So I'm going to make this 24 stitches and then plus 1, so it'll be 25 total. I'm going to start, because I'm starting with the single crochet and then going to the double. So let's go ahead and chain 25. 1, oops, 2, 3, Welcome back. We're back with our chain, and I've got a chain of 25 stitches here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to do a single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and we're going to go into the back loop, which for some reason I always struggle with a little bit more, but I want to do the back loop so that the bottom looks even. So one single crochet, and then the next step is to do a double crochet into the next. So we yarned over, we're going into the back loop, and then we pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Okay, now we're going to do a single crochet. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. Yarn over, go into the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so that's going to be your pattern. You want to do single, double, single, double. Okay, so let's do a few more together. We're not going to yarn over, we're just going to go into the back loop to do the single crochet, yarn over, pull through and up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now we're going to do the double, yarn over, go into the back loop, yarn over, pull through and up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over and pull through 2. We're going to do one more. I'm going to go through the back loop, yarn over, pull through and up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we're going to do 2 more together, or do this one and then another 2 together, so 3 total. So yarn over, we're doing the double, pull, go through the back loop, pull through and up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over and pull through 2. Now we're going to do single crochet, go through the back loop, yarn over, pull through and up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Then this last one we'll do together, and then I want you to finish out through to the end of your chain. So yarn over, go through the back loop, yarn over, pull through and up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so go ahead and finish out this row, and I will meet up with you at the end. Hello and welcome back. So you should be at the end of your row, and this is what you have. And it doesn't look like much now. You're not seeing the textures just yet, but that'll start to work itself out as you complete the project. For me, I ended on, and again, this all depends on how wide you ended up making yours. I ended on a double crochet, so that means I'm going to do a single crochet to bring up the loop. But that so that crochet, that single crochet, single chain, it counts as your single crochet on this first stitch. So we're going to go into the second stitch with a double. So here's the thing, the trick to remember is that you're always going to do the opposite of what you did below. So this, I ended on a double, so this first one is going to be like a single, which is actually just the one chain. Then the next one is a single crochet, so I'm going to do a double crochet above it. This one is a double crochet, so I'm going to do a single crochet above it. This one is a single crochet, and I'm going to do a double above it, and so on. So that's how you do your rows and determine what you need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and yarn over, go into not this chain. Oh, gotta back up a little bit. Not this one stitch, but this stitch. I'm going to go in there and do a double crochet. Okay, so on the next one, I'm going to do a single crochet. And then a double, and you see you're going into on top of the single with your double. and then another single, and that's going on top of your double, and then a double that's going on top of your single, and a single that's going on top of your double. Alright, so go ahead and continue like that, alternating single, double, and just remember that you put the double on top of your single crochet and then a single crochet on top of your double crochet as you go along. And then I will meet up with you at the end. Welcome back. We're at the end of the row. We just have a couple of stitches to do. So I'm going to go ahead and so I just did a double, and I have a double down here below, so I'm going to do a single into that stitch. And then right here is where I did the single crochet chain, or not the single crochet. I keep saying that. The single chain to bring up the loop so that we can start our cloth. And in there, I'm going to do a double crochet. Okay, so, and again, you guys know I always curl up a little bit at the bottom, but it always works itself out, just like here on these. Always works itself out. But so it starts to curl on the bottom, but you see it's already straightened out a little bit. Anyway, we're at the end of this row. I'm going to go ahead and since we just did a double crochet, we're going to chain one just like we did at the beginning of this row. We're going to do the same exact thing across to the other row. And I'm going to go ahead and do a few of these on this next row for you. And then I'm going to leave you to your own devices. And then you can just remember to measure. So you want it the same across this way as well as up that way. You want the same distance, as close as you can get anyway. And the number of rows doesn't really matter. It's just the, you know, however many times you need to repeat that to get the same as this, the same distance as this. So go ahead and let's go ahead and do the next few stitches together, and then we'll meet up at the very end of the project. It seems so simple because usually I spend a lot more time showing you how to do the stitches and everything like that, but to be honest with you, that's really all it is. It's just if you know how to do a single crochet and a double crochet, you know how to do the up and down stitch. That is the gist of it. Well, you have to know how to do chains too, I guess, right? And a slip knot, right? But you know, usually you're not working with the single and doubles until you know how to do a chain and the slip knot, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and do a few more together, and then we'll meet up at the end of the project. So I'm going to chain one, flip my work, and then I'm going to double crochet into, remember, I chained one and I flipped my work, and we're not going into this first chain, we're going into this chain. So I'm going to double crochet into this, not chain, stitch. Double crochet into this. Okay, and now we're going to single crochet into the next one. Remember, what we're doing is we are doing a double crochet on top of a single, and then a single crochet on top of a double. And this is how you get that texture. It's a double kind of leaning down into the single. All right, then let's go ahead and do a double into the next one. And a double or a single into the next one, which is on top of your double. Alright, let's do that a couple more times together. Yarn over. We're going to go ahead and do a double crochet into the single crochet stitch. Okay, and then we're going to do a single in top of that double crochet stitch. Okay, and just continue on. Do exactly like we've been doing. Continue on, and then just make sure that your project is the same distance across this way as it is up this way. Use your measuring tool. I have my little elephant, which I have lost, and I will find it before the end of this, before I finish recording this video, so you can see it. And I'll link that down below too. It's super cute, that elephant tape measure. But okay, so we'll go ahead and meet up at the end of this project, and we'll do our last couple of stitches together. All right, see you then. Hi, welcome back. So I am at the end of my cloth here. Right, and I did find my trusty tape measure, and I'm just going to show you. I know that I'm at the end of my cloth because I measured it across, and we're right around 7 inches, or 18 centimeters. Yeah, 18 centimeters. So 7 inches or 18 centimeters. And then this way, I am also right at 7 inches. Move my finger, which is right in the way, or I'm at 17 centimeters there, but I'm gonna leave it as is. I probably just got a little tight up in the middle here, so but anyway, it's roughly a square. It's very close if I'm like 1 centimeter off, but it is a good square. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish off this last little corner. So I just need to do 2 more stitches and then I am finished. So let me go ahead and do the single crochet. I'm doing that into what below is a double crochet, so I'm doing that into the stitch that is at top of the double crochet stitch. So single crochet, then yarn over and into my single chain stitch, I'm going to do a double crochet. Okay, and now I am just going to go ahead and fasten this off and then weave in my ends. So while I'm weaving in my ends, let me snip that real quick, fasten that off. While I'm weaving my ends, and just so you know, just like you weave in your ends on every other thing, we want to try and get it to go back and forth 3 times in the cloth, and that will really just lock in your ends. So while I am doing this, please let me know what you think of these stitch studies, and if you have any ideas or any stitches that you're interested in learning that I haven't put up yet, then let me know. I do have plans for some more stitches. We're going to do some more, a couple more textured stitches, I believe. Lightly textured, but textured stitches. And then we're probably going to go into a little bit more open work with the shells and the fans and stuff like that. Which make beautiful baby blankets. Also, these textured stitches make beautiful baby blankets, but they tend to take a little bit longer, especially when you're dealing with a single crochet. It makes for a nice dense fabric and is great for a winter or fall baby, but it does take a lot longer, especially if you choose to go with the DK weight, which I tend to like. I either go with the super soft yarn or I go with the DK weight for baby projects. And again, it just takes it a lot longer, but fortunately baby blankets tend to be a lot smaller, so you know, as opposed to making a blanket for a twin size bed or a throw, they tend to be a lot smaller, so they can go a bit quicker. But again, like I said, this is a great texture. I have made a baby blanket in this. Actually, I ended up messing it up, so it's now a dog blanket because it came out completely uneven. I lost my hook, and then I didn't use the same size hook for the last 1/3 of it, so it came out really funky. So now it's a dog blanket, but I really liked how it came out, the way that I worked it up, but I will have to make another baby blanket like that and then do it as a tutorial. I will likely do this as another rag tutorial. I do have a spider stitch rag tutorial planned and will be coming shortly to the channel. Probably not this week, because I'm, well, next week, because this is the end of the week. But I think I'm going to have it on the channel next week if I don't have the boxes, the monthly boxes for Darn Good Yarn up. So that's what I have coming to the channel within the next few days, within the next week, I suppose. It's either the spider stitch tutorial or the Darn Good Yarn, new boxes that I received. So one of those, and then my next stitch tutorial is the woven stitch. That's another little, it's a lightly textured stitch, so that one's coming soon. That'll be the next Friday. So like I said, if you have any stitches that you would like to see done, then go ahead and let me know and I will work on that for you. But again, I want to say thank you so much for joining me here today. Don't forget to hit like if you enjoyed this video and found it useful, and also hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so that you're reminded each time I put out a new video, which is 1 to 2 times weekly. And thank you again so much for joining me today. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye bye.